Israel has one of the most advanced missile defense systems on Earth. Iran has figured out how to beat it. Not with a bigger missile, with dozens of smaller ones, released mid-air before interception. Iron Dome wasn't built for that. Nothing in Israel's shield was. In this war, the gap in the armor is the armor itself. In the ongoing 2026 conflict between Iran and Israel, one question keeps coming up. If Israel has one of the most advanced air defense systems in the world, how are Iranian missiles still causing damage? The answer lies in a particular type of weapon Iran has increasingly used in this war: cluster-armed ballistic missiles. Unlike a normal missile that carries a single explosive warhead, a cluster missile works very differently. It acts more like a delivery system. A ballistic missile travels most of its flight as a single large object. But once it reaches a certain altitude, usually around 7 to 10 kilometers above the ground, the warhead opens. Instead of one explosion, dozens of smaller bomblets are released. These bomblets then scatter across a wide area, sometimes covering several kilometers. Iran's missile arsenal includes systems such as the Khorramshahr 4, Gharda, Emad, and Zulfiqar. Some of these missiles can carry dozens of bomblets that spread across an area with a radius of several kilometers. Each bomblet may carry only a small amount of explosive, but the real impact comes from the spread. Instead of hitting one target precisely, the weapon saturates a large area. And that creates a serious challenge for missile defense. Israel's air defense network is built as a layered system designed to intercept incoming threats at different stages. At the top of this shield is the Arrow system, designed to intercept long-range ballistic missiles high above the atmosphere. Below that is David's Sling, which targets medium-range missiles and cruise missiles. And closer to the ground is the famous Iron Dome system, built to stop short-range rockets and artillery. Together, these systems have historically achieved very high interception rates. In previous conflicts, Israel has claimed success rates of around 86 to 90%. But cluster warheads exploit a specific weakness in this architecture. These defense systems are designed to destroy large incoming objects, such as a missile body or a warhead. When Arrow intercepts a ballistic missile early enough, the threat is eliminated before it reaches Israel. But if the missile manages to release its bomblets before the interception occurs, the situation changes dramatically. Instead of one target, there are suddenly dozens of smaller objects falling across a wide area. Each bomblet has a much smaller radar signature and travels quickly toward the ground. Tracking and intercepting them individually becomes extremely difficult. Iron Dome, for example, is designed to intercept rockets and shells, not clouds of tiny bomblets spread over kilometers. As a result, even when the parent missile is detected and targeted, some of the submunitions can still fall through the defensive grid. Iran appears to have deliberately used this tactic during the current conflict. Israeli officials estimate that roughly half of the Iranian ballistic missiles fired in the first phase of the war carried cluster warheads. Many of those missiles were aimed at densely populated areas in central Israel, including around Tel Aviv. Even if most of the missiles are intercepted, just a few surviving bomblets can still cause casualties, damage infrastructure, and leave unexploded ordnance behind. Those unexploded bomblets can remain dangerous for days, effectively acting like small landmines. Israel's air defense systems remain highly effective against traditional missile attacks. But cluster warheads change the equation. Iran has fired roughly 300 ballistic missiles at Israel since the war began on February 28th. About half carried cluster bomb warheads, and the toll is now visible on the ground. Two construction workers, Rustam Gulomov and Amid Murtazov, both in their 40s, were killed on March 9th at a building site in Yehud when submunitions from one such missile scattered across the area. They were not in a shelter. Dozens of their colleagues who were survived. After what is called a parent munition is launched, it releases smaller submunitions at an altitude of 7 to 10 kilometers, or 4 to 6 miles, and between 20 and 24 smaller bomblets are released across a radius of up to 10 kilometers. At night, they can resemble falling fireballs. On the ground, the ones that do not detonate behave like landmines. According to the Missile Defense Project at the Washington-based Center for Strategic and International Studies, Iran said in 2017 that its Khorramshahr medium-range ballistic missile could carry multiple warheads. The missiles are the largest of Iran's submunition dispersing arsenal. Iran also has submunition-equipped shorter-range Zulfiqar missiles.
The design seems to scatter submunitions so widely as to suggest it was designed purely as a weapon of terror, scattering its explosive cargo indiscriminately over a wide area.
Unlike heavier explosives, the bomblets, often weighing less than 3 kilograms or 7 pounds, are most dangerous to targets like cars, storefronts, or people caught outside shelters. On the battlefield, the munitions present a specific problem for Israeli air defenses. The Arrow missile defense system has been effective against incoming ballistic missiles, but cluster warheads that release their submunitions before interception scatter beyond reach. Israel's Iron Dome, designed for shorter-range rockets at lower altitudes, is not built to handle dozens of dispersed bomblets mid-air. Israel has been vocal in its condemnation of Iran's use of the weapons, but the criticism sits uneasily alongside its own record. Photos of munition remnants examined by The Guardian and verified by Six Arms experts in November 2025 showed Israel had used cluster munitions during its 13-month war in Lebanon, including 2 types it had never previously been known to deploy. In 2006, Israel blanketed Lebanon with 4 million cluster bombs in the final days of that war, an estimated 1 million of which failed to explode. More than 400 people have been killed by unexploded bomblets in Lebanon since then. Notably, neither Israel, Iran, nor the United States has signed the 2008 Convention on Cluster Munitions, which more than 120 countries have ratified.
Cluster munitions are banned internationally for a reason. They are inherently indiscriminate, and there is no way to employ them lawfully or responsibly. Civilians bear the brunt of the risk as these weapons stay deadly for decades to come.
Israel says Iran used the same weapons during the 12-day war in June, and Israeli military spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Nadav Shoshani has described their use in the current conflict as occurring on a nearly daily basis. The Israeli military's Home Front Command has since been distributing flyers warning residents not to touch unexploded submunitions and to call authorities instead.